Good morning, YouTube. Today we're gonna insulate my garage doors.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan and this is my garage. As you can see, I have uninsulated garage doors, and just the other day we installed a mini split air conditioner in this garage. So that's helping already. It does feel much cooler in here, but we're obviously losing a lot of that cold air through the garage doors because that's not insulated at all. We already insulated the ceiling, so this is insulated, and then all of the walls of the garage are connected to the rest of the house, so they're all insulated except that one. That wall is not insulated, but most of that wall has stone fascia on it, so it actually gets pretty reasonable insulation properties through the stone, and it only gets sun in the morning, and there's a bunch of trees, so it's kind of shaded, so it really doesn't get that hot. So it's not too bad, and I'm gonna see about if we need to insulate it later. But the garage doors we definitely need to insulate because, well, that's just, I mean, a thin piece of metal basically just radiating the heat right back in. So we're gonna insulate them, and it should be so much nicer in here. Not to mention it'll also help with some of the acoustics of the room. But real quick, if you guys want to support us, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and go check out our website, normalguysupercar.com. And there we sell parts and services for cars. Not just supercars, but all sorts of cars. Stuff like exhaust and suspension and brake components and things like that. All aftermarket parts, so go check it out. Use the code NGS10 to hook you up with 10% off most of the things we sell. And if there's something that's not on the website that you want to get, or if you need a custom quote for a larger order, send us an email, sales@normalguysupercar.com, and we'll get you hooked up with the best price we can. All right, guys, let's add this insulation, and hopefully that helps out a lot. All right, so you can see we've kind of been organizing the garage, trying to get it nice and looking good. So we still have cabinets on order. Those aren't going to be in for a little while. I moved around some of the things, but yeah, so anyway, we got the Swiss tracks in, which again, we sell these on our website. So if you need some, send us an email, we'll get you hooked up. I've got some Max Jack lifts, which we're gonna install here, but I didn't wanna install those until we got this air conditioned first. The installation is next, then we're gonna paint the ceiling and install better lighting, because right now I only have these 3 little wussy lights, and it's just, no, it's not sufficient. So we're gonna take care of that. So the insulation I got, well, at first I just bought these like NASA heat shield whatever insulation, and those are supposed to be pretty good. It's basically like a radiant barrier with a little bit of foam, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be living here a long time, so I bought these R8 actual fiberglass insulation kits. So we're gonna do that and get all of the door panels really well insulated. That way it's gonna make a huge difference. And also, while I was installing the side mount garage doors, I had all the hardware on the garage doors replaced. And I told the guy, hey, we're gonna be adding insulation to doors, so recalibrate the spring for that, and he did. So the springs are probably a little bit tighter than necessary, assuming that they're gonna have more weight. Let's start off with these. I think what we'll do is put these up first, and then we'll attach these afterwards, and that way it'll have a nice clean look about it. Okay, kind of gathered everything we need. So we got the R8 insulation. We're gonna have some isopropyl alcohol we're going to use to basically just clean anywhere that we're putting any of the double-sided tape or the mounting hardware on the door, because obviously this door has been around for a while. It's probably got some nasty stuff on it. So I actually put some in a spray bottle so we can just kind of wipe it down. So I guess that'll be step one, is let's just clean the door as best we can. That's nasty. That's how much crap was on the garage door. So while I was cleaning up, there's a few other things I'm going to do real quick. So first of all, I'm going to remove these manual latches because we're not going to need those anymore. The garage door openers I bought have these deadbolts. So these are electronic deadbolts, effectively doing the same thing. No reason to have 2 of them. Okay, so here's what comes in one of these kits. So you've got the insulation, you've got the mounting kits, and it actually came with gloves, which is kind of nice of them. So basically what we do is we measure out 12 inches in from each of these posts. So it'll be about here, and then in the center, and that's where we glue on one of the mounting little things. We also got to trim the insulation to be the approximate correct size. So we got to keep in mind that like it's going to slip in here, but then obviously here it's going to be butted up against this, right? So this side though, it slips in. So we got to make sure that we compute that in for every single piece, and also make sure it's the right size up and down. You actually want to be slightly larger than necessary, so you're kind of tucking it in just a little, and that's okay. All right, measured out, got them all marked. So we'll mount the little mounting tabs, which are just double-sided stick tape. These little guys right here. Got the double-sided stick tape set up Now we just take and undo the little covering and stick these guys right on them. Got the mounting hardware up and positioned. Now we take the insulation, unroll it, measure it, and make sure it's about the right size, and then trim it to shape, then shove it in, and then we cut a little hole and then poke these through. I mean, I guess that's it. It's literally that simple. That seems really stupid easy. Don't forget to wear your gloves. Okay, correction. So, for example, this panel is 18 inches and you want to measure it to the inside because you're actually going to tuck it into this little loop. So it says to do a 1/2 inch more than that. So that's 18 inches. So we want 18.5 inches. And this is a lot larger than that. So we're just going to use the knife and cut it to size. Okay, there you go. First piece is up. So once you get it up there, then you put one of those little retainer clips on the other side, and that's kind of it. There's obviously a gap there. So this is why we're actually going to use that NASA stuff to cover this stuff. So it's got like a really strong seal. I think it's really make a big difference. So, all right, I'm gonna just kind of chug away and get a couple of these knocked out. First 4 panels are done, and let me tell you, when I was sitting here working on them, I could feel the heat radiating off of the section that isn't insulated yet. So it makes a massive difference. Just putting my hand here, I can feel the heat, versus here, of course, it just feels nice and cool. So I think it's gonna be awesome. So anyway, we're gonna just keep plugging along and get as far as we can. Okay, first box is done. As you can see, it covers 8 panels. So you'll have to count how many panels you got and then compute that in with getting these things. So far, it's already making a decent amount of difference on the heat. So that's really nice. Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this turns out. So let's finish up the rest of it and then we'll move on to doing the NASA stuff.
Eventually.
Whew, okay, it's been a couple hours and I have all of the fiberglass insulation up. So as you can see, it just kind of looks weird. It looks like you're in like a International Space Station. So what I would normally say is if this is as far as you're gonna go, I would probably use a bunch of duct tape and like tape all the edges and stuff, make sure that, you know, it's all kind of like you know, you can make it look nice here and get this to stay down. But it's actually fairly easy. It only took me, like I said, a couple of hours. So now what I want to do is to make it look nice, since I'm gonna be filming in here, we're gonna use this like NASA whatever shit. Basically, it's just foam with like a, what do they call it? Radiant barrier. So this is gonna be a little bit different. We'll have to put up double-sided stick tape everywhere and then kind of cut it to size. So we'll see how this works. It should be an interesting experiment. Okay, so you want the radiant barrier side out, or I should say in, and you want the white side facing us, so it'll look nice. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just using a boatload of double-sided stick tape, and we're gonna put this just kind of everywhere, all over any of the edges and whatever it meets. And then we'll have to like kind of cut it around some of the hardware, because I would like it to go all the way up to the edges of the door. That way it really has a lot to stick to. So I guess, and then we'll kind of trim it once it's up there. Yeah. All right, so I put double-sided tape on the entire perimeter, and I severely underestimated how much double-sided tape I'm gonna need. So that was 2 full rolls, and they were like 11 yards or something like that. So I'm gonna probably need at least, I'm gonna say 4 more rolls. So I'm gonna have to go get some more from Home Depot in just a minute, but we'll get this side done first. All right, that side is finished. And tell me, that looks a lot better than like fluffy International Space Station insulation. So that looks like real, you know, like it was intentional. So I did put some duct tape just to kind of seal all the pieces where they kind of merge together. You probably could overlap them slightly, but I just kind of made them up really nice and tight. Fairly easy to install, just kind of a little bit, takes a little bit of time. So another thing that really kicks ass about having that is it makes the doors super quiet. Check this out. Oh yeah, much quieter. That's so awesome. Oh yeah. All right, I gotta make a Home Depot run and then we'll continue on once I get back. So it turns out they didn't calibrate the springs for the extra weight. So the door opener is like, nope. Oh, it's like, no, it's too heavy. So they're gonna come back out and adjust the springs. That door works, but I suppose that's because that's like not that much extra weight. This is a lot of extra weight. Hey, okay. Well, anyway, so I gotta run to Home Depot still.
The next day.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It's been a few days, and we're gonna continue on finishing up with the insulation on the garage doors. And I actually have some advice, because now that we've been sitting here a few days, if you end up buying just this fiberglass like R9 insulation or whatever, those little circular clip things don't hold for shit. So I've already had like 5 or 6 panels fall off and had to redo them. Versus that side, which is all sealed up, nothing's fallen. It's all stayed in place. It looks great. Also, I did have to have a garage door company come out and adjust the spring, so they had to add 2 turns on that spring and 2 turns on that spring. So that was it. That was enough to where it balanced the door again and everything's a-okay. So, all right, we'll get this finished up and then finally have a well-insulated garage. And as you can see, the AC is churning nicely, producing some good air. This is good, yes. All right, YouTube, I am apparently terrible at estimating how much tape I'm gonna need because I ran out of the white tape. So I'm gonna order another roll of the white tape, but we got everything installed. So it actually is there. I just need to tape up the last strip down there to seal it up, and then it's done. But it's here, and let me tell you, the difference it makes just having this insulation, I mean, it's fantastic. The AC does a so much better job. So if you're gonna do an AC in the garage, if you don't already have insulated doors, get some insulation. It's absolutely worth it, and it'll save a ton of money on the energy bill. And it'll make it so it's like actually comfortable in the garage. So it's actually comfortable in here now that the AC's on for a little while. It's fantastic. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Again, we're gonna be doing a bunch more stuff on the garage. So please like, share, and subscribe so that you can stay tuned for all of that cool stuff. And of course, go check out our website, normalguysupercar.com, if you need any parts or services for your car. And if you happen to be interested in any of our inventory, email us sales@mgsupercars.com and we can get you set up and hopefully get you in a cool car. But that's gonna do it for now. We got more cool car stuff coming away, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.